Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Miriam Gennari.
My name's Adele Kuo.
And our friend Daniel is on assignment tonight, and here we go with another edition of the Arlington Weekly News, our third, count 'em, third in HD. Hope you're enjoying the show and watching us in high definition now. Our usual lineup tonight, news and CBB, or Community Bulletin Board.
Thank you, Craig.
That was changed, I guess, while I was away. Also, Adele is here with
It's Easy Being
Green. Rich is here with an interview and doing double duty again tonight, talking with the folks from the Wounded Warrior Mentor Program. And that's our show. But before we go, here's a reminder that you can now watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1, and also on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. Check us out. We're out there on social media. And now, here's the news.
Thanks, Craig. In Crystal City, there was a robbery last Monday at 12:30 a.m. People in Crystal City may have heard helicopters and dogs barking in the area. The police were responding to an armed robbery at the 2400 block of South Eade Street. The suspect is a black male between 45 and 50 years of age, approximately 5'4" tall and 140 pounds. He wore a black t-shirt with horizontal red stripes and brown shorts. Anyone with information or access to video surveillance in the area is asked to call 703-228-4197 or email rwright, that's RWRIGHT at arlingtonva.us. Quite a story. Craig?
All right, thanks, Miriam. And also in our news items, well, the Arlington County Board voted unanimously on Saturday, June 15, to adopt a community energy plan referred to as the CEP. The 6-part CEP provides guidelines on how Arlington will transform its energy generation, distribution, and usage through the year 2050. There is a target to reduce greenhouse gases and emissions to 3.0 metric tons of carbon dioxide per person per year, which is almost 75% lower than the current levels. The level of change would affect buildings, transportation, and county government activities, hopefully for the better. Miriam.
Absolutely. Thanks, Craig. I'm glad to see you using your ceramic cup. In October this year, the Federal Communications Commission will allow community groups in urban areas to apply for low-power FM radio stations. Arlington Independent Media, AIM, the Arlington Public Access Station, is planning to get a license to operate one of these stations. A meeting to discuss putting up an Arlington community radio station was held at AIM on Thursday, June 20th. Thursday's meeting addressed issues such as branding, programming, community organizing, and fundraising. Craig?
Actually, that's coming up tonight if you're watching our Thursday show right here at AIM, the meeting to discuss LPFM radio station here in Arlington.
Love it.
All right, here we go with more of our news. Roslyn may eventually lose its distinction as the home to the tallest building in the D.C. area. The under-construction office building at 1812 North Moore Street in Roslyn has set to claim the tallest building crown upon its completion. But a planned tower in Alexandria and a proposed skyscraper in the Tyson's Corner area will be taller. At least they'll enjoy that title for a little while longer.
You can always build a bigger building, but not a bigger mountain.
You bet.
All right, well, the scholarship winners for the approximately 15 National Merit Scholarship Corporation winners were announced. 4 Arlington seniors have earned $2,500 in scholarships through the National Merit Scholarship Program. Scholarship winners were chosen from approximately 15,000 finalists in 2013's National Merit Scholarship Program. Finalists from each state were judged by a combination of accomplishments, skills, and potential for success in the rigors of college studies. The winners were selected by a committee of college admissions officers and high school counselors. The National Merit Scholars are shown on your screen. Congratulations, students.
Absolutely. Good job, scholars. And while we're on the subject of school, This is the last week for school students in Arlington Public Schools. All students will leave early on their last day, so check with your child and your school about their release time. Not all students will end school on the same day. High school students will end their semester on Wednesday, June 19. That was yesterday if you're watching this show. Middle school students will end on Thursday, June 20th, and elementary school students will end their session on Friday, June 21st. Miriam.
And now for a personal moment, I would like to congratulate all the graduates of Arlington
Absolutely.
Public Schools this year, 2013, especially the valedictorians. I'd especially like to congratulate my daughter, Brianna Russin, who graduates from Wakefield as a valedictorian, and she will be
Absolutely.
attending Pepperdine in the fall.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Hey, good job.
Thank you. Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Brianna. The family's very proud.
Good
and now,
stuff.
continuing, 2013 Spine Poetry Contest winners. In library news, congratulations to the Spine Poetry Contest awardees. The book Spine poem is a poem composed using spines of books stacked one atop the other to create a free verse poem. The grand prize winner for Arlington County's Public Library was Kim O'Connell, who composed the poem When the Sun Goes Down. The two runner-ups were Katie Herring with Untitled Beautiful and Stephanie Gordon with Spine 1, Be Anxious for Nothing. Honors went to Steve Herring, Maddie Pickard, Priscilla Lynn, Carmen Marcus, Aria Alva, Stacy Crickmer, and Angelina Servidino. Congratulations to those winners. Love poetry. Craig?
And finally, there's news. There's a company that's trying to match up people with technology, but not the way you think. Date Social, a new Arlington-based startup company, is taking advantage of the summer months and trying to change the way local singles go on dates. They put groups of singles together to enjoy events, learn more about them, and sign up for their first event, which is coming up in Arlington tomorrow night, if you're watching our Thursday night show, June 21, at datesocialeventbrite.com. All right, that's it for our news items. We'll be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after we hear from Adele, and it's
Easy being green.
Here's Adele.
Well, thanks, everyone. My name's Adele Kuo, and welcome to It's Easy Being Green. And today we're going to talk about using natural mosquito repellents or strategies that work. Recently, I was sitting on my patio, and those pesky mosquitoes. With all the recent rain, the mosquitoes are sure to follow. Most mosquitoes are active at dawn and dusk, but there are also mosquitoes that seeks blood during the day. You can avoid being bitten by using 3 simple green strategies this summer. First, take steps to ensure that you aren't attracting mosquitoes. The following list of items and activities attract mosquitoes. Use it as a list of things to avoid. Or if you're really tricky, you can use it as a way to lure mosquitoes away from you. For example, avoid dark clothing. Because many mosquitoes use vision to locate hosts, avoid wearing dark clothing or surrounding yourself with dark foliage. Carbon dioxide. You can give off more carbon dioxide when you are hot or you've been exercising. Carbon dioxide attracts mosquitoes, so try not to go outdoors to relax when you're hot and sweaty. You'll enjoy it much more if you stay cool. A burning candle or fire is another source of carbon dioxide. So if you're going to use either, make sure you place them far away from you so that you become the attractor, not you. Lactic acid. You release more acid when you have been exercising or after eating salty foods or foods high in potassium. If you're going to be outside, think about what you're eating and try to avoid the salty foods. Or avoid floral or fruity fragrances. In addition to perfumes, hair products, and scented sunscreens, watch for the subtle floral fragrance from fabric softeners and dryer sheets. You may have to cut down on your use during the summer to avoid those pesky mosquitoes. It will probably make life more enjoyable. Moisture. I'm sure you've all heard that mosquitoes are attracted by perspiration because of the chemicals that contains, and also because it increases the humidity around the human body. Even small amounts of water from moist plants or puddles or any standing water will breed and draw mosquitoes. So try to remove yourself from areas where there are moist areas or moist plants, especially after the sprinkler systems are going and there's any standing water. So with the mosquitoes, there's also their reproduction cycle. They reproduce in standing water. So eliminate the trays or cans that contain standing water. That will reduce the number of mosquitoes around that area. My second tip is to avoid mosquitoes using natural repellents. It's very easy to make your own natural mosquito repellents. Natural repellents tend to be volatile plant oils, and these can include citronella, which are commonly available, but you could try lemon eucalyptus, cinnamon, castor, rosemary, lemongrass. You could try cedar, peppermint, clove. All those smell wonderful to us, but not so nice to the mosquitoes. These natural products will effectively repel them. Because they are natural, you will need to reapply them a little bit more frequently. Every 2 hours would be good. So put them on in more frequently, and you won't have to use that DEET. Because of the differences between types of mosquitoes, they contain multiple repellents. They tend to be more effective than the natural ones. Lastly, if you want to remain comfortable when just enjoying the outdoors, don't diminish the effectiveness of repellents by using sunscreens, or try to avoid, when you go swimming, to dry yourself off quickly. Evaporation from wind or high temperatures also can diminish the effectiveness and all lower the effectiveness of the repellents. So keep your repellent on by watching where you are, watch what you're doing, and apply natural repellents at least every 2 hours. And so it's easy being green, even though there are these pesky mosquitoes all around us.
Well, I don't know. It sounds nice. A
Unbelievable.
little mint here, a little ginger
Exactly.
there.
Right.
Head
So
for a
almost
date.
everything we like to do, exercising, eating, trying to stay healthy, they like as well. So we just have to take a bath in citronella or whatever.
All right,
Exactly.
well,
Try some
Keep
rosemary.
the citronella handy.
Now to the community bulletin
advice.
board.
Thanks, Adele.
Thank you.
Here we go with our CBB, or Community Bulletin Board file now. As promised, you can work on your poetry every fourth Monday of the month by attending Shirlington Branch Library's Poetry Workshop. It runs from 7 to 8 p.m. every fourth Monday. For more information, give them a call, 703-228-6545 for information and registration. The next workshop will be held Monday, June 24.
Great.
Miriam.
Thank you, Craig. And now apply your mint and ginger, because you can picnic on the green at 1851 South Bell Street near Crystal City's Metro Station, and watch a free blockbuster movie. This year's Crystal Screen theme is blockbusters. You'll get an opportunity to watch classics like The Wizard of Oz, Jaws, and Forrest Gump. This Monday's movie is indeed The Wizard of Oz. Correct?
Classic. All right. And June is LGBT Pride Month. Throughout the month of June, you can see Love Makes a Family, which is a traveling photo exhibit highlighting families with lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender members. The photo exhibit is sponsored by the Unitarian Universalist Church of Arlington and other area congregations. Visit the Central Library to view the exhibit.
Sounds like a wonderful exhibit. Good.
Absolutely. And we'll be back with our News for Seniors NFS file, our News for Seniors file, right after we hear from our man about town for theater, the arts, and a whole lot more, Mr. Rich Massabny.
Thank you, people.
That's your
Thank
cue.
you.
Take it away, Rich.
Brave Spirits Theater is a relatively new musical company and theatrical company, too. They were founded just a couple of years ago by Charlene Smith and Victoria Reinsel. Its current production, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, is directed by Reinsel, as being performed at the Atlas Performing Arts Center. That's out there on 13th and H Northeast. The intimate setting has the audience sitting at the same level with the actors. So they're swinging swords and doing a bunch of stuff. I moved from there to the second row because it was so close. But it's effective, though. We mostly know the story of Romeo and Juliet and the friction between their families, the Capulets and Montagues. There are 11 actors in modern dress, some playing several roles. And they did a convincing job, in my opinion, did a heck of a good job. It's a bare bones production. And so it's something else that if you're interested in seeing them, you can just have to check the website, bravespiritstheater.com. When playwright Aaron Posner and director Howard Chellis get together at the Woolly Mammoth Theater, you got to watch out. They're doing Anton Chekhov's play, a riff on it actually, on the Seagull, It's now called Stupid Birds. Anyway, FUC. Yeah. Anyway, pretty interesting results. What makes this work is the quality of actors. I mean, names in town everybody knows. I mean Rick Fauché, Kimberly Gilbert, Kate Eastwood, Norris, Cody Nichol, Katie DeBise, a bunch of people. Anyway, it's playing there till June 23. It's good, and the characters often talk to the audience. It's a little different. For information, call 202-393-3939 and check the web at woolymammoth.net. I want to tell you about Whitlow's on Wilson Boulevard. We all know that place, a bar and grill. They have the best damn Sunday buffet brunch you're going to get around here, and it's only $20. I got everything on it. It's amazing. I'll tell you more about them later. Their phone number is 703-276-9693, or check the web, whitlows.com. And quickly, I'm going to run through an Italian restaurant in Alexandria that is great called Trattoria da Franco. Now, Franco is the guy who owned the place for 25 years. But he recently sold it to Deanna and her husband, Robert Schmeich. And they're carrying on with the same tradition. It's a wonderful place. Their phone number is 703-548-9338. Can't go wrong with them. Or check the website, trattoria-dafranco.com. And finally, over at the Wilston Shopping Center, heck of a good Chinese place, Mark's Duck House. And it's right in Wilston Shopping Center there. You can't go wrong with the place at 6184 Arlington Boulevard. In the CVS's there and all that. It's terrific, and you just can't go wrong there. It's a nice place, and Johnny is the owner and a great host. Did I give you a phone number? It's 703-532-2125. They got more than duck, believe me. They got everything. Thank you, Rich Massabny. See you next time.
Excellent. Thanks, Rich.
Thanks for
Looking
those
well, my friend.
recommendations, indeed.
Back on your game. Here's to you. Look like you're feeling better, a little bit under the weather lately.
Well, I'm all right
You're
now.
getting there.
Yeah.
It's all that wild duck.
Yeah, it's
That's
a wild
true.
duck.
That's true. That's
Excellent. Good job. Thank you, Rich. All right, here we go. As promised now, our News for Seniors segment. Get my News for Seniors glasses, and here we go. Have you heard about geo-coaching? Well, it's a high-tech treasure hunt using GPS coordinates and clues to hide and seek hidden caches. Walter Reed Senior Center is hosting a free 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 class on geo-coaching presented by the members of the Northern Virginia Geo-Coaching Organization. Who knew? The class will be held Thursday, June 27 at 1 in the afternoon at Walter Reed. To register and more information, 703-228-0955. Miriam.
I've heard about that. That's actually a lot of fun.
Sounds
seniors.
like it, really.
All right, if
Geo-coaching.
you'd like dancing, then start Saturday on June 29th and mark it on your calendar. Culpeper Garden Senior Center will be hosting a free country western dancing workshop for seniors. The workshop is geared towards beginners. Partners are not required. Line dancing is not only fun, but great exercise for seniors. The workshop will be held at Culpeper Gardens on Saturday, June 29th from 1 to 4 p.m. It would be a good idea to register early. Call Culpeper Gardens at 703-228-4403. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. All right. Well, here's another one from our News for Seniors file. Expert art critic and historian Richard Brettel narrates a journey through one of the world's greatest museums, the Louvre in Paris. This is an extraordinary three-part lecture series beginning with an overview of the Louvre's colorful history as a royal palace, an art academy, and national showcase. The journey through the Louvre will start on Monday, June 24 at 1 in the afternoon at Culpeper Garden Senior Center. Register early for this comprehensive view of the Louvre. Call Culpeper Garden at 703-228-4403. Miriam.
I keep wishing I was older.
The Louvre.
Madison Community Center is the location of the next two-day safe driving course for seniors. The course will begin Wednesday, June 26th and ends on Thursday, June 27th. The safety course is presented by AARP instructors. Attendees will learn current rules of the road, defensive driving, and techniques on how to drive safer in metro areas' challenging environment. The cost is only $14 and only $12 for AARP members. For more information and to register, call 703-222-4403. 4878. And thank you very much,
Thanks,
Ms.
Judy.
Massabny, again for doing these News for Seniors. Always wonderful.
You bet. We appreciate your efforts.
We do.
I know that girl.
You know that girl.
Okay, well, we're just about at the end of the show here, but we've got one little more segment to remind you about. Rich and his friends from the Wounded Warrior Mentor Program. We're here in the studio along with Chewy, the dog, and Rich talked with them earlier. Here's Rich, and we'll say goodnight. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Okay, Rich Massabny, we're really honored
I guess we went
to have
long.
with us,
Had
thanks
one
to
We
Lee
did.
Miller here, who is the founder of Wounded Warriors. And these are, of course, military people who've been injured or lost limbs at Afghanistan, as our guest has. We have Captain Greg Galeazzi,
Galeazzi, yes.
Galeazzi, and Summer, his friend Summer, and the star of the whole thing is Chewy, right here on her lap. But Lee Miller and I go back a little bit in another station in Fairfax, where we've had the pleasure and the honor of talking to guys like you. And I don't know if we can say enough about your service for our country.
Thank you, Rich.
But what I particularly, as a personal note, I've met a few of you guys over the years and recent years, and the way you people have accepted the injury, and you go on. It hasn't slowed you down. I wondered what the heck you were when you had both legs. You must have been a pistol, huh? I mean, I admire the mental strength.
Thank you, Rich.
You know, I've got a website. I want to give that right off the bat here. Tell me if this is right. It's what do I have here? Wait a minute.
WP.
Yeah, WP, right.
Wounded.
WP as in Paul, right?
Right.
WP Wounded Warrior Mentor Program.com. We're going to have that on the screen. And there's a phone number, 301-601-2733. And you can find out anything you want to know. For example, Lee Miller told me, he's a boss of this whole thing, he had told me, I didn't know this, that you have quarters like at the hospital. I don't know if you're still living at the hospital. You're not. You're living.
not.
But others that we've interviewed live at Walter Reed.
Walter Reed, yeah.
And they actually have like quarters.
300 rooms, 2-bedroom apartments.
I mean, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it is
Did you
nice.
have that at any time?
When I was down in San Antonio at the hospital down there, I did. But
Do they have a Wounded Warriors down there?
Oh yeah, we have a large program down there. Generally, the amputees come to Walter Reed, and the burn patients go down there. Except there are many amputees down there too. So, but they're both huge, very large programs.
Are you finished with any of your rehabilitation stuff? I mean, or what?
finished, no. It's going to continue. My rehab is going to continue for years to come.
Oh, it will?
So it's a gradual progression and just slowly becoming more independent over time and weaning yourself away from doctor's appointments. But I still go through a lot of physical therapy every day. But the bulk of the appointments and surgeries I'm through with.
Good.
Now I'm trying to focus on the next stage of my life.
Will you be fitted with the prosthetics?
Yeah, I actually am.
You already have them?
I do. Yeah, that's a process too. It's not something where you just throw them on and you walk. That takes a while to sort of master. It's a whole skill in and of itself. So while I have them, I use them for certain occasions and in physical therapy, but slowly increasing the amount of time that I'm wearing them. And at this point, I'm not proficient enough in walking on them that it's really functional to use on a day-to-day basis. So,
But
I'm working on it.
other soldiers who've trained on those legs and all are able to use them? I ask
Yes,
you, Lee.
yes, they are. They are. There's a gradual progression, and each person is different. And fitting a socket and all that is tough. And various people are at various stages and pick it up. They start with shorty legs and then gradually
Oh, do
increase.
they?
Do you have shorty legs, or did you have them
I do.
at one
I
time
do.
or now?
Generally, we keep both a set of full length and the shorties.
What are the shorties for?
To start off with, they're just shorter
Yeah, but
prostheses.
what's the reason why?
Well, because go ahead, Greg.
just to get used
what's-
to how to walk?
Well, yeah. I mean, if to start you out from going from a hospital bed to back to your normal height, which could be
Okay.
5'9" or 6
Okay,
feet,
okay.
your balance and everything would be
Sure.
off. So they
Yeah.
start you out really close to the ground where it's easy to keep your balance, and if you do fall, which you do a lot in the process, it's easy to get yourself back up.
Oh,
and
of course.
less risk. And as you
Yeah.
get more stable at each height, then they slowly keep raising
Makes
you up.
sense. Makes sense. Now, are you finished with the military? Are you with the Army, right?
I'm still active duty while I transition out. I need to go through a long process that could take a year or longer, called the medical board.
Okay, if you wanted to, once you're fitted with your legs and the full length legs and all that, could you stay in the military and do something? I mean, I don't know what your skill was.
Oftentimes, yes. It all depends on what the med board determines, and that's what the med board is for. It determines with your injuries what, if any, jobs in the military you can still do.
Oh, okay.
And if you decide that you want to not take any of those jobs and get medically discharged from the military, what your disability rating would be.
I see. I see. Now, you have a bachelor's or master's?
I have a bachelor's in business.
Okay. Somebody ought to, you don't need legs to run around to give your expertise on that field, right?
Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah. So anybody out there is looking, you want a guy who knows about business? Here he is. And he worked for our country. Look what he did. You got to be, go ahead, Lee. You want to say
Well, I
something?
want to say he's got his goals set for the future. I'm actually his mentor as well as running the program, and we're working on, he wants to be a physician's assistant.
Wow.
And that's kind of strange, business person being a
Yes,
physician's
yes,
assistant.
yes.
Well, he's looking into now, he's working on the transition for that. GW has a great program, and he's working on the transition courses, lining those up when he's able to take that, and then when he completes those, then he will hopefully apply for GW and get into physician's assistant school.
Okay.
He's also going to do an internship at the hospital
Wonderful.
while
wonderful.
he's
Wonderful.
getting ready for that.
Well, I want to just say we're closing out now. The phone number to call up and find out about anything this wonderful program, maybe you can help in some way. 301-601-2733. It'll be on the screen, or the www.wpwoundedwarriormentorprogram.com. And we have with us our hero here, whether he likes to use that term or not, I'm using it. Army Captain Greg Galeazzi, huh? And Summer and Chewy, and of course Lee Miller. Thank you, Lee, for bringing
You're
these
welcome.
wonderful people over here.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank
It's
you,
a
Rich.
pleasure to have you. This is Rich Massabny, back to the desk.